Wow, geez, thanks for coming out, folks. You should know the best way you can support what goes on here, which has been going on since 1986, is by doing what you're doing right now, seeing shows. The second best way is by going to the bar. That's right, we're actually the only theater bar in the entire city whose proceeds go directly to supporting our mission and artists. So pick a couple back and support the arts, okay? Just a bit of housekeeping before we get started with this awesome show. Fire exits are there and there. Phones, please silence. So we're really excited to have the show, and I'm just going to bring up Wednesday to tell you about the company that is presenting the show to you. So this is Wednesday. Enjoy the show.
We love Dixon Place. They're a great place for emerging artists. They have amazing residency programs and workshop programs. If you want to get your work seen, this is the place to apply. I am representing Experimental Bitch Presents. We are an artist collective that Sophia Heinecke is a major part of. Thank you. Experimental Bitch Presents provides safe spaces and opportunities for female artists and people of color, queer, and trans artists, as well as allies. We do monthly play readings. We mostly support emerging artists who don't have platforms for their work, especially people who don't have a lot of money, as our program is based completely on a bartering system. So what you give, you receive, and everyone is often volunteering for each other. This summer we have a Hamlet coming up, which is an LGBTQ gender-bending Hamlet based in intersectional feminism. So you can check that out at She NYC Fest. That's going to be in July. But for now, give it up for Sophia Heinecke's shows.
USA Today, it was said she isn't so innocent. But piano music of the Reagan era was an effort of immense and alternative memory, a beautiful unification of popular culture, and bottom line, good old values. Floods of Islamic trilogies, unrealized, unstoppable in the urban sprawl, and windswept carnage, subsidized stolen blood, tombstone ladies, rusted, flushing, strapped, tapped, stealing again. Infrastructure ripped and sad, depleted by all those who call themselves forward-thinking. Makers make by stealing and should continue to be quarantined, used only to the benefit of society under corporate watch on my island of Manhattan, the only place where corporate force can flush their ill intent and put their skills to good use. This can only happen with the weight of the Almighty God. Money changes everything.
There's no noise in here. sitting in silence.
To feel like you're alone?
I just needed to hear no sound but my cold fingers, a jackhammering shift, and an emptying cold. Maybe we were meant to feel that way. That way was alone.
That way was...
They all thought to leave. To Canada, to the grass green or elsewhere. Here they sat, in a crisp and thoroughly black morning, or waning night, untainted by charting change as light rays, avoiding deciduous decisions that crunch underfoot in red clay that will mark the tracks of those going, coming. Dirt does not discriminate. He, the young, surveyed the day as not too many carcasses out and about. She, the old, cried out,
I am not a failure. I will be public figure, private citizen.
grass is not always greener.
Public figure, private citizen.
There's going to be nothing private anymore if you go to the city. You won't settle no score. Don't give them permission to use your words.
The ones my actions speak louder than.
Just a handful of stars and loud, loud silence.
Are you ready to go?
Foot touched the ground, kick off the symphony of raspy leaves dethroned from rapacious leaves and bones. Pebbles cracked from the unpacked from the red clay, damp enough in the winter night to look like dried blood. And this day, like all the days in this new America,
Hand me a towel, I'm dirty dancing by myself, gone off task. But that acid, form me a circle, watch my Jagger. Might lose my jacket and hit a solo.
One time. We too loud in public, then police turn down the function. Now we outside, the time is perfect. We gotta tell you how much I like you. And we don't gotta be solo.
Think they'll sponsor you for life? Sis is legit. The official face of the corporate J, poison pumped and here to stay.
They like my style, you like my
Oh,
style.
I do. Just shitting you.
Just shitting you out of luck. Marlboro is the lesser of many evils. They're the best people to use my words, you would agree?
We've got evils. Step right up and check your evils. Overpriced education, coded meritocracy. Middle America nursing on hypocrisy. Arbitrary cruelty, court orders violated. Mexico violated. Unions violated. Women violated. We got evil. You bet we got evil.
It's hell on earth and the city's on fire. In hell, there's heaven. There's a bull and a matador dueling in the sky. In hell, there's heaven.
Solo.
Solo, solo, solo.
Should we read the signs?
What? Posted? No hunting? Posted for who? The hunters and deer might be equally illiterate.
Might be why you're so desperate to leave again, because you don't respect either.
I respect the hunters and the deer.
If you respected the hunters, you wouldn't complain constantly about teaching their children.
For minimum wage.
They aren't below you. They don't try to scrub the ground of your poison.
My poison? And what about theirs? John Deere tractors spouting smoke, living room sets in the woods, hunting from treetops? Should I be ashamed to want more than dirt clods and twisted briar?
No, but you shouldn't walk around like you deserve it.
We grew up in the same homes. I'm well aware that no one deserves anything.
frozen beams of winter light absorbed into the black tarmac, divided into two parts by a thin yellow line, walled in by Civil War fences still standing, designed to turn defense to offense, impale those ghosts still pale at all. All are colored by charisma. Lone wolf ideology emboldening the obliteration of forks and gravel roads.
You're putting yourself at risk of becoming complacent.
Oh, you're enabling me to do that. Look, you've been waiting a long time to take a road trip. I'm enabling your dreams to come true. Dreams of endless highways to long coastal shores. Dreams of true shit shouted over loudspeakers and sick beats. Dreams of public bathrooms where you don't have to buy anything and there's an open stall for anyone. Dreams of water you can drink right out of the stream. Waiting for the real American dream to return in full force.
And the real American dream is?
Taking a chance on the underdog. Someone's gonna take a chance on me. I don't have to squander my talents any longer.
And that's how you perceive your time in Virginia, squandering.
I mean, I just need some organized reminder that my thoughts are worth thinking, my words are worth writing.
And that was why you left the city. Remember the glass stare of your peers, grating on any attempt to embed the injustice of the American landscape in your work? The color of the sun, cut flat in the misdirect of endless containers which your mind must fight to expand?
Here there's so much space, no value, blankness.
Value on whose terms? Perhaps you haven't expanded your mind to find the value, fit the vastness.
Oh, it's all my fault. I want notoriety, someone to notice me.
Notoriety isn't free. Marlboro is a multinational corporation, not a somebody. And I notice your work has value all the time. It doesn't need a dollar amount for value.
Well, it has a pretty high one. Ka-ching! I've been waiting for so long to go back to the city ever since I left. There's so many different people, so many perspectives. It's beautiful.
I doubt it will be the same as you remember it.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll have no expectations for my future.
I'm looking at life's not fair.
I feel like I'm looking at our father.
Practice bringing compassion to paranoia. Note, this following practice addresses everyday paranoia that all of us have felt at some point. Do not participate in this exercise if you are suffering from serious paranoia
Acting like our father isn't a bad thing.
and are not under the care of a qualified professional.
He calls everybody boss, but he has no boss. Discrepancy.
The people are in charge.
God help the people then.
Oh, look at you.
I'm not that introspective.
Driving like a maniac to stay in control.
Sit with your eyes closed and recall a time when you felt paranoid.
The trick is never wearing shoes.
Perhaps this is when a relationship started to derail, or when you got overly absorbed in a conspiracy theory, or when you smoked pot, or perhaps it arose with no apparent cause. If you cannot recall the feeling of paranoia, think of something you dread that seems unlikely to occur.
What world does this assume we live in?
Go over and over this detail for the next few minutes while we play Beyonce's 2001 song,
The day Beyonce announced she was having twins, our dad launched his political party.
We did this to ourselves, Dad said. Consuming, failing to understand each other, wasting time, watching it all go to hell, like some dumb neoliberal kids working too hard to ride the escalator up the downside. That's another thing. When you talk about a revolution, most people think of violence, without realizing that the real content of any revolutionary thrust lies in the principles and the goals that you're striving for, not in the way you reach them.
Angela Davis said that, Dad.
Now let's talk about emotional disconnection. I grabbed up my suitcase and I took on down the road. Well, I grabbed up my suitcase and I took on down the road. When I got there, she was laying on a cooling board. I looked on down her face. Well, she's a good old girl, but today she had a judgment day.
Easier to understand. The upside of being divisive is a downside for all advertisers. I wasn't cut out to be a laundry list of accomplishments in the service and information economy.
Change it back.
After a minute or so of this, relax your eyes and jaw and bring your full awareness into your belly. Breathe more deeply. Keep withdrawing the attention from the content of your thoughts. Breathe into your chest, putting your hands there. Imagine bringing the paranoia into your heart. Notice how old. Have a sense of both cradling and protecting.
Cradling. I miss cradling. Be my cradle.
Letting your compassion soften and stabilize you. Stay with this as long as you want.
Maybe when you understand that longing is fatal.
A slow and painful death of recollection. I wish I made you up like they made up money. A million I see and the best I get is funny. Recalling when you told me hunger wasn't dignified. Well, I'm all action now, sickly, gaunt and full of pride.
Like?
I ain't hanging up this time. I ain't giving up tonight. Even if you walk around as though you think you're right, at your worst I still believe it's worth the fight.
Don't glamorize your emotional labor.
Don't tell me what to do.
Feisty.
Practice making wise use of hate.
You're spent
Fooled from run by
feigning
shame.
confidence.
Not
Mom
just
always
run,
said you'd burn
but
out.
true.
That's all in the
The
past.
more emotionally cut off we are, the less valuable you
Art's
are.
on the sidelines
Assuming we are
of the civic
otherwise
life
functional.
you lack.
Whoa, come at me,
Cool
bro.
is a byproduct. As
Cool
far
art
away
is
from you
political.
get from shame.
Tell me again about this art of which you speak. Sounds like maker talk.
Perhaps the biggest shortcoming of cool is not its vulnerability, but its tacit pride in such lack.
Yeah, you know, it is maker talk, and calling creative people makers who want to make change is alt-right rhetoric at its finest. Could terminology be more vague? Is creating for profit such a plague?
The ownership narrative weighs heavy on you. Don't think I haven't heard through the thin walls of our family homes how you long for a hovel of your own, paid for on your own, living on your own. I'm sorry that necessary dependence disgusts you.
I don't perceive it as necessary.
Fine, and you know what? I don't perceive it as dependence, just reciprocity. Crafting a sink is not the same as writing a poem. What I do is actual, what you do is alchemy. I gotta take a piss.
Base relations drove me to be lonely. The city I had made my one and only. He would silence my preemptive opinions as I was uncredentialed, as I was just a maker, someone with, in his mind, little insight into why certain things had value. I wanted to be important, and he made me feel that way. This tall, distant man who was all ears except when I had things to say. Loving you is complicated. Loving you is complicated. I place blame when you're still, place shame when you steal, feel like you ain't shit, feel like you don't feel confidence in yourself, breaking on marble floors. Predicting predilections for money, power, glory, I couldn't, wouldn't, won't, so I'm looking back on my sad story. My novelty wore off, aspirations and high beams. You preached in front of 100,000 but never really reached her. Numbers lie too. Fuck your pride too. That's for dedication. Thought money would change you, make you more complacent. Loving you is complicated. Loving me is complicated. To respect a female, you must see her like a man, envisioned as products she provides, you understand, just trying by living, breathing, eating, never sleeping. Take me seriously, demands and furiously, and scars sit ever present on my writing hands. How did I let myself become so obsessed with the intangible art of art making? Could be a chicken or the egg type situation or not. The movie Wall Street with Michael Douglas didn't just crop up in a writer's brain one day. It's art that came from observing real corruption in the finance sector of U.S. industry. Yeah, if it can be called art and finance can be called an industry. Money is not an industry. Art is not money, but somehow many would disagree. New profit-making correlations have put it all in a blender. That blender has sharp blades of neoliberal higher education, meritocracy, the ideas and norms of cultural hegemony, and it's all thrown together in this baby puke mix. And as an artist, I'm trying to digest it, and as an artist, I'm seen as superfluous, and I know all this. I see the big picture, but the big picture has no eyes for me. So the superstructure is overtaking the base. Intangible outweighs tangible. I'm a maker of intangible things. A visible part of the problem and therefore an easy scapegoat. Intangible outweighs tangible. In 1990, 14% of profit generated in the United States was generated by the financial sector. In 2008, it was 40%. Something is not right. Alert. Cop car. Cop car. Cop car, there's a cop car, get in! Without looking, this guy is parts of whose minds and spirits are exhilarated by the message of thy glad tidings. Oh God, let this American democracy become glorious in spiritual degrees, even as it does aspire to material degrees. Thou, my Lord, this gathering is trying to be, these hearts are radiant with thy love. These minds and spirits are exhilarated with the message of thy glad tidings.
Did that deer just attack that cop car?
That would have been...
Bad. There was no need to...
What? What, don't you believe in God now? You know, God is less of an illusion than free will, I'll tell you that much.
Equating prayer with piety. So surface. Bet your wallet has religious text and condoms in it. And money. Filthy, dirty money.
Oh, I don't have sex anymore, it's just too risky and expensive.
Maybe if you got some action, you wouldn't be so pensive.
Your wallet has more filthy, dirty money in it than mine.
It's no fault of my own.
Stop. Fuck!
You said stop. When a female says stop, I stop. Always stop.
Stop. I wish I could live like you. Good and honest. I wish I was useful.
You are. But remember when you used to call me retarded?
I wouldn't use that word.
You wouldn't, but you did.
Well, you would fucking punch me, and you're really strong.
Okay, let's not make an impression Olympics out of this. I hit you, you called me retarded.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably did.
And you wouldn't do it now. But you learned to stop. Someone taught you to stop.
No one taught.
You saw something that made you stop. You used to laugh at companies searching for legitimacy through corporate responsibility rhetoric.
That's because it's all words.
Well,
That's all I have. You think they'll make me read my piece when I get
I
there?
don't know. I'd like to hear it.
I think this Marlboro thing could be good. You know, I think it'll give me a chance to feel productive, to see some people who matter to me.
Not at the same time. Promise those people don't matter to you?
The people on the island of Manhattan don't matter to me.
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
Do you mind if you don't matter?
I don't mind if I don't matter.
I don't mind if you don't matter.
I got a feeling that there's something more, something that holds us together.
Something that holds you together, illusions of grandeur.
Is that what you think?
You fail to see culture as what it is, a web of human relationships.
Yeah, I get that from culture. It's not so elite, it's fresh tilled earth.
So what are you trying to float with this language? Class position, definition, commerce, broadcast, freedom,
Goodwill?
thrift store?
No, goodwill.
Goodwill, what the fuck is that?
I just want people to never forget what it's like to be happy.
Don't take them to the past, keep them in the present.
I think there's value in the past.
So I guess you conceptualize no one to be happy in the present.
I know I was happier in the past.
Your car is now approaching a border checkpoint. Please be advised you must slow your vehicle to present all the required documents.
Hey, no traffic on Wednesdays, am I right, officer?
License. Street passage. Authorization. Insurance.
Our father's insurance.
Papers. Alright, let me check the plates.
Oh, I miss just driving.
Remember airplanes? This is a car.
Walter,
No, Walter is my father's.
it's your race.
You used to answer this one so cheeky. With such a dimple you thought his face was eroding. Something like Wonder Bread White, mayonnaise. Until it got him detained. She was stuck in the car for the duration. It had been Mom's car that time, and she had pissed herself, so they had to scrub the carpet floor. Now he just answered,
Real white, sir.
Hey, Mexican. You look a little Mexican.
Nope. Just real white.
in a different time, they had joked that Mom fucked a Mexican dude while Dad was in grad school in Arizona.
Not true, not funny, but in summer, his skin after a few burns became Grand Canyon rock.
Did I speak to you? So where are you traveling?
Manhattan, because Marlboro's acquired.
I'm speaking to the driver.
Well, it's my piece, my intention. Is
this
this
the cross
protocol?
to die on?
Oh, cross the diamond indeed. Glad to see that you're a man of the Lord.
Yes, a man of the Lord.
Be blessed in your travels. Which church do you attend?
We're from much further south. You wouldn't know it, I don't think.
I reckon you guys are from the South. People who don't forget their dirt. Blessings.
Thank you. Clever way to tell them we don't go to church.
Yeah, Mom taught me never to say the words, "we don't go to church," after that middle school choir potluck. Remember that?
I was at Dad's that night, stewing and football and fried chicken.
Right. Well, good advice about never saying I don't go to church. Almost as good as never mark yourself an unmarried woman. State default, nondescript.
The markings on your surface, your speckled face, flawed crystals hang from your ears. I couldn't gauge your fears. I can't relate to my peers. I wanna live outside. I'd rather chip my pride than lose my mind out here. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I should move and settle. 2 kids and a swimming pool. I'm not brave.
I'm living in the city and taking in the homeless sometimes. Been living in an idea from another man's mind. Maybe I'm a fool to settle for a place with some nice view. Maybe I should move and settle. 2 kids in a swimming pool. I'm not brave.
Remember when you used to dare me to pray?
Just because I wanted you to feel less alone.
I think you felt more alone than I ever did, surrounded by witty millions, empty escapists.
I'll dare you to pray right now.
You'll have no takers on your dare.
Double dare? When was the last time you prayed?
Taxi driver, be my shrink for the hour. Leave the meter running. It's rush hour, so take the streets if you wanna. Just outrun the demons, could you? Said a lot of I guess it don't curse me. Who you need prayer, I guess it couldn't hurt me. If it brings me to my knees, it's a bad religion. Oh, oh. cyanide in a styrofoam cup. I could never make them love me, never make them love me, never make them love. It's a bad religion.
You haven't even read me what it is we're bringing up today.
What if it's just all about God?
I guess that's just the next step in your evolution.
Everything's got some evolution to it. Do you believe in evolution, sir? I do believe in evolution. I embrace the view that God created the heavens and the earth and the seas and all that's in them, and then science stepped in and whipped up the rest.
Science?
Science.
The means that God used to do that, I can't say, but I do believe in that fundamental truth. Oh, science words. So lush and specific. Nothing like the fundamental truth.
I miss the sincere version of you.
Mental. Too factual. This is an anti-science era.
Cancel the Paris Climate Agreement.
Fuck the frogs! Less vaccines and more quarantines. I can't even joke, it makes me sick.
You see the fallout reflections on the farm families.
You know, you're not allowed to use hairspray anymore because it affects the ozone. You know that, right? He said, wait a minute, so if I take hairspray, hairspray to my apartment, which is all sealed, you're telling me that it affects the ozone layer? Yes. Yes. No way, folks, no way.
I wish this was sarcasm, but I know it's sincere. I take back what I said before.
Mind changers will be prosecuted unless they hold high office.
We can't make it a joke, otherwise it will eventually become one.
Is it not already a joke?
A dream, I'd like to think. Dreaming keeps society together.
And if you don't dream like me, you're frowned upon. Living in reality endangers the establishment. Rather be lost in the clouds than living in contingencies.
When did we decide it's a point of pride to exhaust ourselves so thoroughly?
Should we buy a gun?
What?
I've always wanted one. Remember when I was 3 and Mom used to cut up my bendy juice box straws so I couldn't use them as guns? Pew pew! Pew!
You grew out of that. All boys grow out of that.
All boys? Sounds a little gender biased. Maryland does not regulate the sale of rifles or shotguns, and no permit is required to purchase a rifle or shotgun that is not an assault weapon. Maryland does regulate the sale, transfer, rent, and possession of regulated firearms, which consists of handguns and assault weapons.
Just buy one when you get home.
But I want one now. Now it is necessary. We're going into uncharted territory.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah. And we gotta get some gas. And I still want to hear what you wrote.
Don't laugh about it like you used to laugh about protests.
It's like trying to go for a walk when Mom is angry, but with 3,000 other people. Blowing off steam. I know it's part of our civic duty to literally march after the president and tell him what he's doing wrong. It's the only way. It has to be an experience. Sometimes I'd rather process it alone.
Yeah, well, individualism is a luxury you can no longer afford.
You're gosh darn right, as Walter would say.
Can you clear something up for me?
I'll do my best.
Okay, so had lost or found lost? Which are the real opposites?
I think things can have more than one opposite.
You would say that.
Having only one answer is the wrong answer. That's why I do what I do, to let the young people know that it's okay to fuck up as long as you keep trying.
Hi, folks.
Are we driving north or south?
Just gotta see the papers. License, okay, state authorization.
In their current state, these folks had a persuasive set of mind, established early on. Good talkers both. They called themselves the finesse kids.
Insurance. Papers. Alright, let me check the records. Excuse me, mister, you sick?
something in my throat?
Are you sure you're not sick? Because the CDC gave me authorization to quarantine anyone who's sick, and that includes PMS.
No, just choking on my own spit.
Well, better not be from no roadhead. Pennsylvania has deauthorized fellatio.
We're siblings.
Oh, well in that case, we've undone code 4302, so incest is permissible, but we try to keep it indoors.
Thank you, officer.
Where are we? Where were we?
In another tiny rebellion that will go unstoried. So, tell me about this piece before the tale gets lost in time, or I'll pull this car over. Don't make me think that I won't.
Oh yeah, pull it right over into the sheets, and I promise. Had, lost, found, lost.
Sit facing your partner. Take turns describing something you did to the other that you were ashamed of. Keep steady eye contact.
An empty vessel for you to project onto, into, until finally my body is on the line.
Sit tall and as vulnerable as possible.
A pain surreal and unseen, the answer must be the same. Invisible powers, palpable prayers.
If this is difficult, imagine yourself in the other's position. When you listen, stay open. When you speak, do not emotionally disconnect.
There's no happenstance of finding. Had, lost. Had, lost. Had I cared more, I wouldn't have lost the will to live.
You hit it, boss.
Hey, boss.
You ain't got boss look, that's why I'm talking to you with approximate comfort.
Headed to New Jersey.
Head to the train lot?
Yeah, to leave the car, catch a train.
And take the car, leave the train. The car has locks. Ain't nothing locked in the train, especially to Jersey. There ain't no brother like you on the train.
That'll set me back.
So will death. Especially if you have good reason to be heading New Jersey to the city.
Yeah, to the city.
To the city? What's your route there?
What would you suggest?
What would I suggest? I suggest endless pillars of cement that glow bronze in the radiance of the new dawn. Tan and long, but never vacation. You follow? This support carries cars and trains, touting Route 85 detour signs, metal, wire. Billboards will stay you down heading to the city, but don't crack under pressure. You won't if you buy this watch. It's this life. It's soon to be fading light that will relax in the day and then fade into night. There was a man in here just moments ago. He wasn't so tickled pink by the coffee grounds in his teeth, and the sallow skin that rims his once bright eyes. He looked at the billboards but didn't see the signs. New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey. Make sure you look out for Vinny's Pizza and car repair. 2 down-neck traditions, like spitting at the bums on Thompson Street before heading to their wives, so they can return the favor. And venom echoes like sound in a warehouse made of corrugated metal. Sun's too bright in the control tower. Sun's too bright in the abandoned factory. Sunspots in your eyes from your own glare. Too deep, too available. Now rented, still empty. Took a long time to get broken, but now there ain't no quick fix. That ain't ignorance. She's shaking too great like burnt out transmission. Like leaves of grass, like poplar leaves whispering from the heft of a hanging. Even Judas was a strange fruit once, so why not us all, you know? Sun's too bright in the control towers. Sun's too bright in the abandoned factory. You'll start to see pink painted double wides and above ground pools, a chicken coop commissary next to the junkyard across the train tracks, next to the farm market, and the expensive blacktop. One never seen blacktop so big. all exposed like what's on the tab at construction paper. Could be metal, glass, or plastic. Sometimes I pray cedar. It just smells something like pine. You want a pine? Only $1.
No, just some directions would be fine, sir.
Uh-huh. Hope you didn't float in here under the radar, because there's a radar at every level. The police, don't they know food from the convenience store should be fast, but just the boy behind the counter got nothing by time? The police don't care about anything really, except maybe tomorrow, because even in small towns, bad shit happens. Even in small towns, a shot pop can mean a severe lacking tomorrow. I'm afraid of a line drive that's even open on Sundays, like the legs of some girl your high school went to, your daughter went to high school with.
I don't have a daughter.
But you sure she have a mother, and you wouldn't want to find her body in a silo of grain kernels and bug legs scooped up from a field that used to be a house that once felt like a home. Grain kernels not even good enough for Wonder Bread, which is to say, not even good enough for cancer. Metastasizing in bones and blood systems like ache and hearts and byways, dark like the dirt that used to lie in the foundation that held up the pillars, that held up the byways. Aboard where the foundation fell, you can catch a heavy heart that you can catch a heavy heart that turns to putty like swan feathers in chemical bog. And let me remind you that the best fence, they told me, was a good fence. Better than a wall. Better than controlled burns in suburbs. Not to alarm anyone, but just to get rid of the old rot that settled there. And yeah, I agree, until I figured out I was the old rot. And that turned me pale, more pale than you.
You think I'm pale? You should see my sister.
Oh no, don't leave no woman out on out front. 8435 at the pump. Pump number 11.
And the directions?
Take exit 22 and stay behind the bus. No one fucks with the bus. And just one more thing. Responsibility seems like the thing for a fool until the consequences keep up when you ask for inhibitors. How we, and by we I mean me, all the me's I left behind, supposed to have 2020 vision towards the future. My mother used to care less. Back then I could care less. Had I cared more, I wouldn't have lost the will to live.
What did he have to say?
Be wise.
Be wise.
Look ahead.
Look ahead.
Use your eyes.
Use your eyes.
He said,
He said,
be straight.
be straight.
Think right.
Think right.
But I might die tonight.
That took a while.
Time is all relative to that guy.
Into the city.
Yeah.
I gotta stay in your car.
Yeah. Heading to the city.
What's the reason?
We're going to speak with Barbara.
It says here your vehicle is marked in the registry. You wanna tell me why?
She's a maker. I'm her brother. Just going to the city to make a deal.
With Marlboro.
Yep.
They're the good ones, you know. You be safe, all right? Some pretty rough parts in New Jersey and the outer boroughs where they keep all the degenerate makers. Say, this is real Lexington, isn't it?
Yep.
All right.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Dim to it. Smoke for the road?
No, thank you, sir, but you are very generous.
Just sharing my enjoyments from the past. You never know which smoke will be your last. Good.
In the future, these kids will want satisfaction as simple as a spoke after they burn out on social milieus and attempts to do the right thing. Attempts.
Good luck.
New York's hottest hip-hop station.
Yes.
say. Pussy and paper is poetry, power and pistols. Plotting on murdering motherfuckers for they get you. Picturing pitiful punk niggas copping fleas, puffing weed as I position myself to clock G's. My enemy scattering suicidal situations. Never to witness the wicked shit that they was facing. Pockets is packed with presidents pursue your riches. Evading the player, hating tricks while hitting switches. I'm sick of psychotic society, somebody save me. Addicted to drama, so even mama couldn't raise me. Even the preacher and all my teachers couldn't reach me. I run in the streets and puffing weed with my peeps. I'm ducking the cop, I hit the weed as I'm punching my Glock. Niggas is hot when I hit the block. What if I die tonight? What if I die tonight? If I die tonight?
It's getting dark.
It's getting bright, actually. Look.
For that moment, her eyes were solely embroiled in the irradiated blue of dust behind and the blaze of LED lights ahead. The yattering whiz of neon, platinum, and silver burning into her red. Her thoughts faded like the light in the east, but she hoped they wouldn't circle back like the sun. Soon there would be a large, sterile moon lapping at the Hudson, and she just hoped there wouldn't be culture vultures descending similarly on her blood. Now arriving at destination.
Remember when Mom thought rap music was for heathens?
Because it was aggressive.
Degrading.
China doll, alcohol, all duality, no morality.
Some immoral music to lead us into the fake empire.
Morals are just your personal vision of how society should look.
Was that the definition before or after social order hinged on individual survival? Oh, look, there's a spot.
What, now you have cold feet?
I think we should take the radio.
It's not gonna get stolen. Do you know how many cameras there are on every inch of every moment of this car?
Yeah, but what if it does? This radio's my soul. Think of all the good times.
Living in the good times will kill you.
You'll miss the bass.
If you want to walk into a business meeting with a car radio,
Someone's probably looking for this car.
someone is definitely looking for this car.
Fuck it, man. I doubt I'll impress anyone with or without a car radio. Do you, ever see me as a drifter?
If I didn't before, now I do. Observation is the only form of poetry.
Do you guys have an appointment?
Why would we be here without alerting the powers that be of our engagement?
I don't know, reckless disregard.
5.5 instances of reckless disregard have been reported in the media. PayPal was forced to pay $7.7 million to the U.S. Treasury for failing to follow sanctions that forbid financial transactions with terrorist organizations. Apple was heavily criticized by the U.S. government for not assisting the FBI in unlocking a cell phone that was used to commit terrorist acts. Reckless disregard is all around us, and everyone is disregarding it.
What's that?
What's what?
My soul.
Oh my god! There's like so much upkeep. Like, really, who are you?
Sophia Heinecke.
I mean, like, what's your job?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a bard.
Not like a troll?
No.
So, how can I help you?
Well, we're here to see whoever's in charge of creative acquisitions. I don't have a name. I just have an extension.
Oh my god, we should totally open with that. Numbers are the new names.
I didn't know. I used to live here.
So you don't live here anymore. So you don't know what's up? Sad. Oh, sad. Hey! Yeah, there's that girl needs you. No, she's definitely not around here. Ah. Another job. Totes. You can go right on up, and he actually said this is the next big thing.
Oh, wow. You really said that?
Facts.
Feet echoing on the marble stairs, and echoing the opulent monotony of the corporate sector. She caught his eye. know what you want out of this. It's not all about money. They're asking the right questions. Does she have anything to say? And I'm answering, yes, I have something to say. That's all I want to follow through with. If you perceive them as desire extenders, they get exactly what they want. They are desire augmenters.
Heinecke, you're even more hillbilly in person. I love it.
And it was at that moment she had to silence her monkey mind and just remember her distant lover's aching voice as they discussed their writing. Do you remember the original intention?
Just to see each other as more than flaws.
Hello, Heinecke.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Well, I thought us would be you, but two is always better than one. That is, unless, of course, you're at a benefit fundraiser. It's kind of like a hot dog in a brass bed, am I right? I was told makers were supposed to be the jovial sort, live fast, die young, petty thieves.
It's been a long drive, I suppose. We might be kind of tired.
Well, makers make by stealing. Embrace your thieving identity. Hiding only makes it worse. Speaking of, you aren't on the American Makers list, right?
No, because there's no need for me to be. No one knows or cares what I'm making.
Of course there's a need. With your name on my roster of the American Makers list, you're a real boy now. Think of this as your second puberty. You will be a powerhouse.
But will it still be mine if I put my name on your roster?
It never was. Makers make by stealing, so if we probe hard enough, I'm sure we'll find you've infringed on many corporate copyrights with your deliciously derivative ideas. Should we probe? Could be kind of fun, like a juice cleanse.
I think I'd rather be breaking rocks.
Oof, manual labor, very vintage. Even your punishments are nostalgic. By the way, love that radio. Radio was radical, just like you. It quickly transformed not only the way Americans think, but allowed middle America to experience all kinds of culture.
It also increased the scale in which culture could be used to disseminate a commercial message
Where do you grow up?
in the service of the common man.
Charlottesville, I guess. Both of us.
No, wrong. Richmond. Your father worked in the Marlboro plant.
My father is a professor of protest history.
Well, marketing is a narrative, and especially luxury marketing. And these are going to be luxury. And there's nothing that sells luxury better than a down-home origin story. That's why you're here. We love your authentic American Virginia story.
But that's not my story. I was born in the desert across from a taco shop. I don't know much about the Marlboro factory, except one of my friends got robbed at gunpoint just outside of it, and the security there didn't even help her.
Well, I mean, that's not really their job. What's happening outside of the factory? But enough logistics. Listen, will you recite the piece? I think a live recording will go viral. Really kick off the new normal of the campaign. And then, a J for all.
Sure. My muscles are loose and tense at the same time. Perfect for the hot, hazy sex I won't remember.